Hello, everybody from rural Miami. We're much more closer to Homestead and the Florida Keys than we are to downtown Miami. Welcome to the AG News Show. I'm your host, Roberto Alvarez-Galloso, serving you the best in what is true Americana music, whether it be from here or from the world. For me, I have the pleasure and honor of having one of the biggest exponents, I think that's the right word, exponents or exponents of Americana music, especially from Minnesota, Joel Sachs. We have had him once in our show, and it is a pleasure and honor having you in our show right now because of the new hit or new album, the Friendship album. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Roberto. I'm honored to be back, and I'm thrilled to be able to chat with you again.
For me, it's a pleasure and an honor. Okay, you recorded. Okay, number one, is the Friendship album an album, or is it just simply a one song?
We're going to call it an EP because there are 6 songs.
Oh, great, extended play.
Yes, yeah. And do you want me to tell you a little history of the Friendship?
Yeah, go ahead. We want to know the history and what inspired you to record it. What's the history, and
Sure.
how can you reconcile the Friendship album with previous hits that you've recorded in your career?
Yeah, great questions. When I did my release show about a year and a half ago for my debut album, um, I had all these wonderful musicians playing with me, and I just loved it so much. It made me so happy, and the music that they were just musical geniuses and wonderful people to be with. And then we were done with our show, and the show was great. And I thought, well, I don't want this to ever end. I want to keep playing with these folks. So I asked some of them if they wanted to get together to form a band. And Nikki Lemire, my friend who plays the harp, a fantastic singer and songwriter, she came up with the name The Friendship, which I thought was just a great name. And so it's me and Matthew French and Nikki Lemire and Dave Mailing and Mark Severin. And we started playing about a year ago as a band. And we've just been having a great time. So what we did is we went into the studio. We played about 4 or 5 shows last year. And then in November, we went into the studio. And I wanted to do as close to a live recording as possible. And so we recorded 6 songs, 2 of my songs and 1 each for the other folks in the band. And it took us about half a day, which is really fast. And we just put it out on the streaming services. We have now videos of all 6 of those, which are out on YouTube. And it's been great. A lot of people are excited about that. And we have our big release show coming up at the Astor Cafe in Northeast Minneapolis on February 28th, which is a Saturday. And ticket sales are going really well. So if any of your listeners are up here or want to fly in for the weekend, Roberto, where they should get their tickets as soon as they can.
Great, and we also hope to hear the Friendship album either on YouTube or
yeah, it's everywhere. It's on us. Yep, we just put it out. It's on Spotify and Apple, and the title of the EP is All Aboard, and that's what we believe in our hearts. All Aboard sums up the Friendship. Everybody's invited. We want to make music with everybody and make everybody happy.
Yeah, I love the concept. I remember having Matthew before going back to All Aboard. I do remember having Matthew French in my show.
Yes.
I hope to have Nikki Lemire in my show. She's also all aboard. I've tried to invite her many times, but I don't know what's happening with my Zoom or whatever. If you ever see her, tell her that she's more than invited, and she could write to my email, which I will send to you in my messenger.
Yeah, I'm going to put a note down. Nikki is just amazing, and but she also has 3 young children. And so I think the only challenge ever with Nikki is just trying to find some time for her because she's just so incredibly busy.
Because many of the people will listen to me and say, we want to see Nikki Lemire. We want to see the artist.
Yeah, she's the best. I'll tell her.
Tell her, and then we could arrange a date.
Yeah, perfect.
And also, I want to congratulate you for all of your previous albums and also the All Aboard.
Thank you.
I'm going to be hearing it in YouTube and this as well.
Great.
Besides the concerts and everything do you have any other plans for All Aboard?
Well, yeah, I mean I guess the way I view the Friendship and this first EP is I don't view us as a band that's like the all-encompassing career path for everybody in the band. So in other words, like Dave Mailing is a great example. So he's had tons of albums, and he produces Sarah Morris's albums and Haley Rydell and just everybody. So he's a big time producer, and he produced my album. And so I don't expect these folks to just devote their careers to the friendship. So I look at us as kind of an event band. So my goal is I want to play maybe 5, bigger shows each year. And then I'd love to go in the studio and record each year as well. And always promoting their individual careers as well.
Yeah, sort of like a reunion, like, let me make sure I'm having this right. Like a reunion in the Sacred Heart Church.
Say more about that.
What?
Explain more. What you mean?
I'm talking about the church in Duluth.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I haven't been to that church. They get groups of people there of
There was one called the Sacred Heart Church in Duluth, which was a church, and it became a recording studio and a place for concerts.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. I always get the name confused. Remember, I live in Florida.
Yes. Yeah, I do know that I bet this is the place, but there is a place in Duluth. That would be a great place for us to be, because I think they've held some bigger shows, and they've held some shows of like a number of performers getting together to play. One of the things that we try to do that's just a little bit different is we don't want to sound like 5 separate musicians coming together and jamming for the night. We really want to sound like a really tight band. Mm-hmm. We are very focused on our harmonies. So we practice and rehearse very hard. We arrange all of our songs, and we really try to give it our own brand for each of the songs, regardless of which of us have written it.
Great. Now that we have said now that we know where you're all available, and also I can imagine all of you at the Cascadia Lodge. I think it's the Cascadia Lodge. I think I got that one right.
Oh, I'll have to write that one down too. Yeah, that would be fun. I
don't know if it's the Cascadia Lodge or the Concord Lodge in Duluth.
In Duluth. Yeah, I've never performed in Duluth. I would love to. The other thing I'd like to do is we've applied to a few of the bigger summer festivals in the Midwest. And so hopefully we'll hear back, and hopefully we'll get to play at a festival or two, which would be a lot of fun this summer.
In addition that we now know where we can get Joel Sax music. In order to see the AG News Show, we're available on YouTube, Brighteon, BitChute, Gap, Rumble. We're also going to make plans that will be on Blue Sky as well. We call it the more the merrier. If you lose one, you could get the other. Number one, we need people to listen to such great music. America and Americana music is not limited to New York, nor is it limited to LA, nor is it limited here to Florida, nor is it limited to certain areas. I'm already making some of my nice little jokes about this. But you could see places like in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Georgia, even in Florida, where you have independent artists that have the talent. We need your support in the AG News Show, visiting us there, and also you could get us at Zelle. Zelle is the mechanism that we use to raise money for our show, so that we could bring such great talent such as Joel Sax. And to get to Zelle, you could write to us in our email, R as in Rhode Island, C as in Connecticut, A as in Alaska, G as in Georgia, 62@gmail.com. And for me, Joel, it's also a pleasure and honor. Please, I'm extending my invitation to everyone in the Midwest, especially those in Americana music. We've already interviewed Katie Tessman. We've interviewed the International Treasures. We've interviewed Matthew French. We would have loved to interview Megan and the Birdwatcher and the Foxgloves, and we would have loved to interview Nikki Lemire for our audience, because they really have the talent.
They do.
And we also hope to interview more of the Midwest country music. We've interviewed Leadfoot Larry. We've interviewed Pat Waters. But again, we need more of the Midwest artists. We need more of you having that exposure. It's not fair that they give the exposure to the big people, yet they leave those who have the big talents because they're little people aside. I don't consider you little people. I consider you very big people with very big talents. And in spite of the battering that Minnesota has been receiving, at least here in Florida, you in Minnesota are the greatest. Why are you the greatest? The nature, the lakes, the resorts. I get to visit there. But you also have one thing in your favor: the people, the artists. It's the music that gives Minnesota its soul. And that's the soul that has to be exposed to the world. And we will be exposing it to the world. Minnesota has a lot to offer. You have Sarah Morris, you have Joel Sachs, you have Matthew French, the international treasures, Ted Hayashevitz, Doyle Turner, Stephen Turner. You have a lot. And we cannot allow the world to move without hearing your music.
And that's very kind of you.
This is not because I'm being kind. That's about a 3 or 4 or 5%. It's the truth. It's the truth. Your music is excellent. Brienne Tapler is also one of the greatest too. I got her recent vinyl.
Yeah, she's great.
And we also had her at our show too. She was in Minnesota. I was in my office in Puerto Rico. That's another one that I'm conserving too, for posterity. Not because of her great talent, but the fact that that was our first recording in our office in Puerto Rico. Your Minnesota has a lot of talent, and it shouldn't be wasted. The same with Wisconsin. I still hope to have Samantha Grimes in my program as well. And Ali Dig. Because you have really great music.
Yeah, thank you.
On top of that,
yeah.
in spite of the fact that I talk about my Cuban blood, I'm a Midwesterner too by birth. I was born in Ohio. I was born in the lower Midwest. The lower Midwest used to look at the upper Midwest as an upper state of development. The upper Midwest did what the lower Midwest was unable to do. You were able to push the line and go ahead. For the lower Midwest, to push the line, you had to leave. Because the lower Midwest is... I'm just going to leave it like that because I also have some artists in the lower Midwest that I respect too. But we need more artists like you and everybody else. This is not for me. This program is not for me. It's for all of you, and it's for the world. We need more music. We need more peacemakers. That's all I could say.
You said it perfectly. Thank you.
For me, a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, you too, sir.
I wish you the best. And before you leave, for everybody in the AG News Show, remember, peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. And in the words of the famous Texas singer-songwriter Laura Marie, let us be love.